Here in this vlog, I'd like to do some self-forgiveness for accepting and allowing myself to exist within experience when looking at someone from the perspective of experience being an attraction to a particular specific individual within my world and reality. Not seeing, realizing, and understanding that attraction is in fact a certain intensity that I created to them based on words that I created a relationship to, meaning that these words I have not in fact lived within my world and reality. And so with me not living my words, I created an experiences to words. And these experiences become my living instead of me living as the direct principle of and as myself. And so this intensity I lived within it as my experience to a particular something or someone within my world of reality. And within that, I abdicate myself from my own integrity as an individual. So within this vlog, I'd like to do some self-forgiveness and to in fact live integrity rather than living within the intensity of the mind within it as experiences. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to participate in the design of and as the fear of survival through and as sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. Let me break this down for you. Basically, what I am saying here is I am releasing myself from accepting and allowing myself to participate in what I have created as a design, as a pattern, as a habit, which is survival. What am I surviving in? I am surviving within my definition of what attraction is. Within my world and reality, I constantly and continuously regenerate the experience of attraction in order to keep that experience within myself, because I define attraction as life, as living. Because I abdicated that life and living for myself, so I have to channel it within attraction, because that's just all that I know due to my self-brainwashing and the brainwashing of my parents and the brainwashing of and from my parents and of and from the system of which I molded and shaped myself into the expression that I've become as an ego, as a mind that moves within it as self-interest. Through sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. And so within this, I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to fear what I could become if I, moved myself out of attraction, the experiences of attraction. It's not really, in fact, stopping attraction from a point of suppressing oneself, but actually moving oneself out of the experience of attraction through having to look at one's relationship to attraction and discovering one's integrity as an individual that will in fact you will in fact move yourself out of attraction within and through becoming a being of integrity. I have experienced this for myself. Yes, it takes a long time, but yes, I have experienced this for myself. There are still points, a lot of points within myself that I have to have a look at, but from my experience, it does work. I am a witness to this, that it does work, because your eyes, your perception, in lack of a better word, your perception will change about an individual, because all of that intensity, what that is, it is simply how one has specialized in that individual, thinking that that individual has something that you don't have, or something that nobody else has. But if you have a look, self-honesty with integrity, you'll see that the only thing that they have is themselves, and your perception of them has simply intensified, and so then it creates this form of specialness, really, but it's not a form of specialness, really. It's just a form of self-abdication, something that you have abdicated from yourself, that you have not lived, in fact. And so therefore I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to desire that attraction, and to move within that desire, and to create more energy out of that desire, and to, within creating more energy, I become more possessed by desire. And so within this, I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to doubt my own vocabulary, really, because it's about vocabulary. What is vocabulary? Basically, from my perspective of vocabulary, is that which your awareness, basically, is your vocabulary, and that which you know within your words, that which you are aware of, then you form words around what you are aware of. So your vocabulary is your awareness, and which has been created within and as words, or channeled within words, and those words become your vocabulary. It's what you and how you perceive yourself and others to be within this world and reality. So within this, I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to blame the physical existence, because attraction is in fact blame. Attraction is in fact blame, because blame is a projection. Attraction is a positive blame, not a negative blame. It is in fact blame. So within this, I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to make the excuse that I had to survive as, or within and as attraction, because it broadens my perspective of people. Wrong. It only broadens one's own perspective of self. It's not wrong, basically, but just have a look at it from a more commonsensical picture. So I forgive myself for that, for existing within right and wrong, seeing things as right and wrong. It's not what's right and wrong, basically, but it is just to have a look at the common sense point of things, you know, to have a look at what's best for all, what's commonsensical within this point. What's wrong and what's right is simply limitation as a system language. But so that's part of my vocabulary, the right and wrong, which I have to clear within myself. But with that being said, I forgive myself that I've accepted, allowed myself to not take self-responsibility within and as attraction, and to thus perpetuate attraction and to perpetuate the intensity of the attraction to an individual instead of living integrity. So instead of living within intensity, I live integrity, and that is my commitment to become more of a being, not become, but establish myself. It's not becoming more of something, but it is actually, in fact, establishing myself as a being of integrity instead, and to move myself out of a being that exists and lives within the intensity of experiences that I have specialized. And within that specialization, I accept abuse within and as other aspects of this world and reality, because all my focus goes onto that which I am attracted to, which, you know, then, you know, I accept a world of abuse within that. And so, yes, thank you.